everybody. I hope you're staying warm on this blustery, cold Wednesday here in Iowa. I wanted to come on and share with you some honesty. I think that a lot of times we hide things in our lives so that other people don't see them, and we portray an image that we want people to see, but that's truly not really who we are. Hi Joanne. Hi Sherilyn. So I wanted to ask you today if your self-image is limiting your potential, because I know for myself that is exactly what I was doing to myself. I remember sitting at Thrivepalooza about a month ago, surrounded by 20,000 plus other thrivers, many of which who have succeeded up to the top rank of the company a lot faster and quicker than me, and I have used their level of success as my barometer of where I should be, when that is not my true reality. So if I'm doing that, I'm pretty sure that there are things in your life that you look at other people and you think, if I could just lose those 50 pounds, I would be happy. If I could just stop smoking, I would be happy. If I had my shit together like my neighbor who's faking it every single day and we have no idea, I'd be better and I'd be okay. But truly, God always says that just because he has an enemy or maybe a hater in your life, and that can be even yourself, it doesn't mean that God is absent in your life. A lot of times we don't use God as our mirror, and he is the person that we need to look in the mirror and use as our image of who we want to be like. If you shrink yourself down to the level of the situation that you're in, you won't be able to bloom. These are just some of the things that I have written down that I have done in my self-development journey. I have been doing this since 2015. Paul Gravett, one of the co-founders of Lavelle, had said on one of his calls that every night you need to listen to a sermon, a motivational video, read a motivational book, and do things to improve yourself. And that is something that I have done every single day and made time for out of my day to grow. And that was especially important for me personally, because my life has been completely different since my health challenge. You might see me on Facebook and see that I am doing very well, but there's also a lot that you don't see that goes on behind the scenes. So I wanted to just go through my notes and show you that what's within us is what's going to make us triumph. So what I did is I needed to get rid of some of the negative stinking thinking that's going on in my head and be honest with myself and with other people. Because if you see my Facebook page, my life looks pretty perfect, but in reality we're moving in 15 days. Our kids are scared. I'm scared. We're all nervous and we're excited, but it's in a very emotional time for everyone, and I know that Mike and I feel especially guilty making the girls move. So there are things that go on in people's lives every single day that you don't see. All you see maybe is, oh, they're moving to a new farm, lucky for them. Well, no, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So things are chaos all the time. So what I wanted to share with you, 10 things I wrote down that are what I consider to be truths in my inner chatter that would go in my head every single day. And if you were like me, it's not just once in a day in your head, it's a constant cycling of thoughts that go through my head every single day that limit the potential of me, that I can be the best me possible. And it's not anyone else's fault, it's my fault for not being able to look past my faults, accept myself for who I am, and try to be the best version of me. And that's all that I can do. I can't make anyone else run with me on my team. I can't make someone thrive with me, even though I know it would help everyone out there. I don't know anyone who doesn't need it, but it doesn't mean that everyone is going to trust me. It all depends on me, and I have easily wrote down 10 things that go on in my mind that I know deep down aren't true, but I let myself think that they are true. And today I'm going to burn this list, and I'm not going to have those thoughts in my head anymore, because I'm worth more than that, and so are you. And I bet some of my things that I wrote down maybe will resonate with you. Number 1, you're not pretty enough. It's true. I have thought that all of my life. I have never felt like I was beautiful. I like to get dressed up and do makeup and stuff, but I see people on Facebook, magazines, just like everyone else, and I will say things like, oh, if your hair was just as thick as hers, if you could just have, my nose is crooked and my one earlobe is higher than the other one, little things like that, maybe if I could just fix those things, I would be beautiful. But what truly makes somebody beautiful is their soul. And I have worked really hard on my soul work, and I hope that, and I know, see, this is hard. I know that my soul is beautiful because I care genuinely about other people, and I have a love for other people. So maybe I'm not the most prettiest girl in the room, and that's okay. What matters the most is what God thinks about me, and that's truly it. Not even really our family. It's truly what God thinks about us. So I'm not going to say that to myself anymore. And I hope you don't either. Number 2, you're not good enough because you're not the same before gastroparesis. This is hard. I have been dealing with gastroparesis for over 5 years. Emma was 6 months when I got sick. Ava was 5. I saw in my time hop yesterday her preschool graduation video. And I wasn't there because I was too sick. I have missed my uncle's funeral because I was too sick. I have missed a lot of things because I was sick. But I've also have come really far as well. So a lot of the time I will focus on the things I can't do. Like, well, I'll wait for that one. That one's listed next. But the things I can't do instead of the things that I can do despite what I go through every single day. And that's really hard for me because I'm really hard on myself, if I'm going to be honest. And I want to be able to be the 100% me of who I used to be. Hey, sweet pea. But I'm not. And I said to Mike the other day, I said, you know, I'm not the same. He said, no, you're not. And you never will be. And he didn't mean it mean. He wanted me to be able to accept and love me for who I am and know that, sweetheart, can you let Mom finish, please? Thank you. And that it's okay for me not to be able to be the me that I was before GP. And it's especially hard when you have a team of thousands of people who maybe have an image of who they think you might be, because sometimes I'm not able to do the same things that other leaders do on a continuously regular basis. My disease goes like this. So as much as I want to run in my head, I can't describe to you what it feels like to be Joni 100% in here, but my body will not run with me. I cannot make it do what it doesn't want to do. And to give up that kind of control has been extremely hard for me. And I have put myself down when a lot of people who have the disease, if I'm being honest with myself, most people with this disease don't work. And I started my business while I was at Mayo. Like, who really does that? So if I was going to talk to myself, and this is what I do. This is what helps me. You don't have to do what I do, but what helps me is I picture myself as a 5-year-old little girl about Emma's age. She's 6. And I close my eyes and I talk to her. I talk to her like I would talk to my daughters. And when I talk to myself like I would talk to my daughters, I'm much more kind to myself. And I can feel the tension and all of that boulder that's on my back that I'm putting on myself go away. And sometimes I can feel that way for an hour. Sometimes it's just minutes. But I'm working on it, and it's working for me. So if you can't tell yourself something in the mirror, like I can't right now, and believe it, but I can talk to the younger version of me, and I can feel it and believe it, then do it. Do what works for you. But just know that if you have a hardship in your life, no matter what it is, you don't have to have a health challenge. There are people out there who have been really hurt by divorce, abuse, an accident, just not ever fitting in life. There are people that we all have a hard. And your hard doesn't have to define you. And so the fact I can't be the me anymore, I think to myself, and that's one of my notes here, is I am shrinking what God is to me by putting myself down, because God must know something about me that I don't know yet, and I should be able to trust in him blindly and be able to accept the limitations that he's given me because he has a reason, and I need to be able to accept that. So I'm going to try very hard to let go of number 2, because it's something that breaks my heart every day. Number 3, it kind of goes in with this. I let people down because gastroparesis is a roller coaster. I have every intention of being everything of my kids. It's very important to me. But like I mentioned, sometimes I can't make it to holidays. Sometimes I can't make it to their functions. Sometimes I can't make it to funerals that mean a lot to me. There are times where I want to run my business a certain way, and I just simply cannot do any more than I've done that day, and I want to do more, because in here again, I am still the Joni that got sick. But physically, I know that I have to rest or do fluids or do the things I don't want to do so that I'll be okay. I have a graduation coming up. My handsome nephew is graduating this weekend, and I have to train for going anywhere. So we're leaving Friday and coming home Sunday. That should be something that should just sound fun and stress-free, but it's not. I have to bring my wheelchair, and just so that we have it, just in case I'm not good on that day. I'll have to do fluids, which make me bloat up and make me feel self-conscious about myself, and because I can easily gain 10 to 15 pounds of water. But if I don't do that, I don't have the energy to do the things that I want to do. I cannot really handle other people's food smells or being around people's food, and it's extremely hard. There are days like this past weekend with my cousin's graduation, I was able to do that. But there are days where I can't, and I can't plan it. I don't know. It's just on my body and my level of nausea that day. And so I have to let myself believe the fact that GP is a roller coaster. And I can't control it, because if I could control it, I wouldn't have to worry about any of those things. And these are some of the things that I beat myself up about, when I truly know deep down I'm really lucky to be able to work. I'm very lucky to be able to have the kind of quality of life that I do. There are people with gastroparesis out there that their quality of life is very dismal, and I don't know how they do it every single day. It hurts my heart. Or there are children out there who've never had a chance to live a normal life like I did, which breaks my heart. And have to deal with this awful disease every single day, and they don't even know what it's like to be normal. So when I sit there and really think about it, and I talk to myself as a 5-year-old little girl, I can say to myself, you know what? Nobody needs to understand your journey, because it's your journey. All I need to do is to love myself enough to say, Joni, that is good enough for today. And that is something that I'm going to do because it's best for me. And I want to be able to grow and be better. I don't want gastroparesis or life in general to make me jaded, to make me stop growing and stop being the best version of me just because my life is hard. Number 4. You're not successful because others have surpassed me, many. Good for you guys. And I worry about what other people think about what I do. I do a business that a lot of people won't even ask me, like at a family function or friends, about my job or what I do, because they're afraid I'm going to try and sell them something. A, if you think that about me, you don't know me very well. B, that's kind of sad, and I feel sorry for the people that think that. Number 3, I used to look down on people who did these kinds of businesses because I thought it was all a hoax and a gimmick, and they're just trying to get me to buy something. That's not what I'm a part of. I would never be a part of something like that. I share with you what I do because I love what it did. Sorry, I must be popular today. My phone keeps blowing up. I was saying that you're right. I did look down on these people doing these kinds of businesses, but Lavelle and Thrive are completely different. And I was uneducated in the businesses that the people do, and I love nothing more now than to support other small businesses and people out there who are working their asses off to help other people feel their best. And we deal with rejection. We deal with people unfriending us, thinking that we're crazy. They just want something from me. yeah, I do want something I want something for you. I don't want something from you. I want something for you. I want you to feel as amazing as I do, and more than likely, because you don't have gastroparesis, you're going to feel even better. And I want that for every single person that I know and don't know, because I can't imagine my life without Thrive. When I got home from Mayo, I didn't feel that much better. And Thriving and my PICC line have given me back a quality of life that I never thought would ever come back. So I am sorry to the people who I looked down on doing like home-based businesses. Shame on me for doing that. Shame on me also for comparing my journey to somebody else's journey. I do the best that I can, and my journey is my journey. There has to be a reason why God wants me to have success, but he wants it to be in his time, and I need to trust him. Maybe it's because if I reach the top rank of the company, maybe I'm not in a place health-wise that I can handle it and be the best leader that I can be. Maybe he wants me to struggle really hard so that I can be a better leader and help people pick up their britches and persevere through some of the hard stuff. Being in sales is a hard job. It's something that I never wanted to do. That's why I have a journalism mass communications degree, and I did the emphasis on PR when I really wanted to do marketing, but there was a lot of math and sales, and that wasn't my thing. So I did the PR part instead. But I don't look at it as sales. I truly only share with you what I love, and I love the Thrive experience and my journey with that. I have met amazing people, and if I never reach the top rank of the company, when it comes down to it, that's not what it's about. That's just a sign, okay? I get a big sign that says 200K, and I get to go up on stage, which is amazing and something that I do want desperately with all of my heart. But if I never get there, but I keep helping the thousands of people that I've already helped, then I shouldn't be bitching about anything, because I already have, in my eyes, reached my goals. So I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to stop comparing my journey, because some people can run in this business, and I'm not a person who can run because I have a disability. And I don't even like to say that word. I don't like to even own it, but it's the truth. So I'm going to let that go. Number 5. You're a loser. This is how I talk to myself. You're a loser because you struggle with anxiety, and sometimes I get paralyzed with fear. Probably part of the reason why I'm not as successful as some of my people that I really revere and respect is the fact that I struggle with anxiety very much. It started after I became a mom, and it's something that I have been dealing with since Ava's going to be 12, so almost 12 years, and I have come a long way. The Thrive experience has helped me with patience and with a mood support that has been amazing, and I'm getting better daily, but it's going to be something that I struggle with all of my life. So sometimes my phone will blow up with messages, and I panic, and I get overwhelmed really easy, and I don't know where to start, and I let that hold me back. And then I talk bad to myself and say, how terrible is that to call myself a loser? I wouldn't say that to my 5-year-old version of myself. Why do I think it's okay to say it to me now at 38? It's not okay. And it's not okay for you to do that to yourself either, because you're better than that. Number 6, I'm a letdown because it's not safe for me to have another baby we want so much. And I blame myself. Second. That's personal, but it's true. And everybody always says to me, just be grateful. Okay, thank you. For the 2 beautiful girls that you already have. That makes me angry. I'm just gonna be honest. Because how dare you think I'm not? Because I am. I am so grateful to God for our girls. I don't know what I did in my life to have such amazing daughters in my life who somehow love their mom despite me letting them down the most. So there are things sometimes that we want in life that we don't get to have. And it's okay to be sad. And it's okay to feel how you feel. But I'm not a loser. My stomach's just broken, and it's not safe, especially for the baby. And I don't know if I'd have the strength to take care of it when it got here. And as much as that breaks my heart, it's my reality that I need to, I need to accept that. That one's gonna be really hard for me. Number 7, you're no good because you're not 100% reliable. I'm sorry if I have dropped the ball. If you've messaged me and I forgot to message you back. If I haven't reached out to you yet about Thrive and you're wondering, okay, I want her to reach out to me, but she hasn't gotten to me yet, it's simply just because my disease. For an example, just let me give you an example. You saw the awesome weekend at the Thrive Palooza. I had so much fun, but what you didn't see is like an athlete trains for a championship. I have to train my body to sleep. I have to rest when I don't want to. I have to do fluids and stock up so that I'm strong enough to go. And then we accidentally forgot my medication that helps me eat. And I could not eat. All I had was four French fries and 3 bites of salad on Friday, but my doctors wouldn't refill my medication because my specialist, I've only seen him 5 times, and every time I see him, he sees me like this. He didn't see me at my worst. He referred me to Mayo that November to be able to get into Mayo in February of 15, and I was so sick, all I could drink was Ensure, and it was hard for me to keep that down, and they wouldn't see me. I can't tell you how hopeless and worthless that you feel when that happens. So we went to the ER at Mayo because I was so sick, and they admitted me through the ER. And Mayo put me on a medication, like I just told you, that we forgot. It's the first time we've ever forgotten. It's a fridge med, so it was easy to forget. But I want to tell you something that's positive. I'm not a bullshitter, so when I tell you that Thrivers are some of the most amazing people on this planet, it's because they are. And I met Ronnie and Jason outside our hotel, and we were talking about social media and helping each other out, and he overheard me panicking about not being able to eat. And what was I going to do? Was I going to have enough energy to do everything I wanted to do? This was my one trip to get away. It was really important for my business to be at the top of my game. And they said, hey, my upline is a nurse practitioner. Let me see if she can help you. So a beautiful, amazing person who never even met me from Florida called in the prescription for me because their people told them about my story, and she believed enough in me to help me out when she never even met me. How amazing is that? So even though I have negative things, please don't think that I'm a negative person. I'm not. I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for those people that helped me out this weekend. And so I'm not always 100% reliable. It could be something as simple as forgetting a medication or forgetting my wheelchair, or I didn't rest because I was being a brat and I had other things to do. If I don't do those things, I'm not 100% reliable. And then there are times where my disease and all my symptoms, it's called a flare. They all come up at once and they all hit me like a ton of bricks, and there's nothing I can do. So I can tell you that I do the best that I can. And that's all that I can ever ask from somebody else. So that's all that I'm going to ask for myself going forward. 8, I'm a bad person because I can't teach my girls to cook, clean, and go to church regularly. I haven't cooked in 5 years because I can't touch. A lot of food textures make me sick. The food smells make me sick. If somebody makes cinnamon rolls, something that I used to love, or a roast in my house, I have to wear a mask or leave my home. I don't hardly ever eat together as a family, which is something that we did as a family that I really want to pass on to my kids. But I can't because There are some days where I do really well and I can eat in front of other people and handle their food smells, and there are times where I can't. And so Mike has been amazing, and we've figured it out and stuff, but it still eats away at me because that's something that I love to do for my family, and I want to be able to teach them how to do those things. As far as cleaning, I did the chicken dance the other day with our daughters. We were playing with Alexa, and I got done doing one little round of chicken dance, and my legs felt like cement blocks. I don't have the strength. If I do, like, I sweep the floor in our kitchen and dining area, I'm out of breath. My strength level isn't to where it used to be. And I used to be OCD. I mean, if you know me before GP, you know that I had, this is just a small example, but all of my tank tops together, my t-shirts together, all arranged by size and by color. And I know you're probably laughing at me right now, but I did that with all of my clothes. And that is just one area. Right now my closet is a huge hot mess. And you know what? The sky didn't fall down. It haunts me. It drives me crazy. I'm a type A brain. It makes my anxiety higher. So I'm trying to teach our girls how to clean like I did, but it's something that's really hard for me. So I've had to let other people do that and help me. And ask for help is not something that I have ever liked to do, and I really don't like to owe people. But I am grateful for the people, especially you, Sherilyn, for helping with the girls with cooking and teaching them things I can't. I really, really appreciate it. 9, I'm human, and I compare myself to others' highlight reels. It's the truth. I see other families that are doing trips and doing all the things that I want to do. Maybe they're making a birthday cake for their kids, and it looks absolutely amazing, which is something I used to take pride in. I can't do anymore. If I'm going to go on a trip, we have to make sure that it's a place where medical help is there, because if something happens with my PICC line, I can't be in a country where they don't know how to handle my line, because it's dangerous and it's right by my heart. And it's something that I have to be very careful with. And I also compare other people's successes, and I look at mine, and if I don't measure up, I will say to myself, you're a loser, and they're better than you, and you suck. I don't suck. I'm doing the best that I can, and God has a reason, and I need to trust in that and let it go. So I'm going to let it go today. And something that I would say to myself that I'm ashamed of, but it's the truth, especially after getting sick. I'm a waste of space. I wanted to die when I almost did die from my disease. I wanted my girls to have a mom who can do everything that they deserve. I want Mike to have the wife that can do everything that he deserves. And I love them so much that if I can't do those things, I would rather have them have somebody else be there to do those things for them. So I constantly worry about what the effects are of me letting them down. But what I really need to look at is the fact that my peanut is hugging me and loves me anyway. So I'm going to let it go. And I encourage you to write down your own list and then burn it like I'm going to do right now. Because all of this isn't making me happy. It's not making me a better me. It's doing nothing but bringing me down. And I'm tired of it. And I'm not going to allow it in my life anymore. So Emma is scared shitless that I'm going to burn this in the house. And the girls wanted to watch. But I am going to burn it. I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to get all of that out of my head. Okay? So I encourage you to write a list of what goes on in your head and be honest with yourself. Because you're worth so much more than that inner self-talk that's negative. I'll make it burn a little bit more here.
Dad, you dropped some pieces.
It's okay.
It's gonna start the house.
There we go. It's not going to start the house on fire. At least I hope not. Oh, I just pressed it out.
Maybe you should do it like
Yeah,
up there.
let's make
so
sure
then
we burn this one.
words.
Okay. And this is just a symbol of
Much stuff.
letting it all go. I'm sure it's something that I'm going to struggle with all of my life, but I can either let it break me or make me. And I'm going to let it make me instead of breaking me every single day. Because at the end of the day, no one else is responsible for my mental and physical health
turned into wax.
besides me. And it's up to me. I love you, babe.
You too.
It's up to me to stop it. So, I shared something really personal with you today. It was really hard. And I hate doing lives. You'd probably say, oh, she goes on here and does them all the time. She's an expert. I'm not. I freak out every single time. I close my eyes and I say to myself, God, let them see you in me. And I hit live and say, here we go. And I just wing it. And my lives might not be the best lives out there, but I can promise you that I'm being real, and I'll always be real with you. And I wanted to share this with you today, and I also wanted to make that commitment to myself, because we're starting over with a move, and one of the awesome things about moving is you get to reinvent yourself. And I'm going to leave that girl with all of those things that I wrote down here in Sibley, and I'm going to move to Slayton as a new person. And I just want you to know that you can do the same whether you're moving or not. Every single day you have a chance to change your mind and to talk to yourself in a good way and to do the soul work so that you can be the best version of yourself. The only person that was standing in my way was me. And I realized that, and I made a vow to stop. And I hope you do too, because you are worth it. Because if I'm worth it, you sure as hell are very much worth it. So with that, I give you all my love. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for being kind, and sorry for crying. I hope this helps you in some way, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay warm.